Good afternoon, welcome back to another video with a guy and his projects. Today we are working on the project Mazda, the 2008 CX-9 Sport, and we are doing rear brakes. These are pretty well worn, they're scratched up, nasty, making noises, and well, the fronts are making the whole thing shake. We're going to do those too later. But today we're doing the rears. So what we're using is we are using some drilled and slotted E-coated brake rotors. I will link these down below. Came with pads as well. I'll link the whole entire kit. Remember, you click on the Amazon links, buy stuff, I make money. Amazon doesn't get it all. I get a little portion. It helps. Click links, buy stuff, moral of the story. As far as tools, I got a myriad of tools here. Not to worry, most of it's not needed. We just have 19mm or 21mm for lug nuts. We have a 17mm for the caliper bracket and a 15mm or 14mm for the caliper itself. Some brake spreaders. You can use a C-clamp, a little pry bar just for extra girth, a wire brush to clean things up, whether you use the drill or that. Either way, that's really about it. Other than that, we got some brake grease, some anti-seize, and other stuff. I will link this all below. Ruben here, my boy. We just did the passenger side, or the driver's side, sorry. And he's going to film while we do the passenger side now, so say hi.
Hi.
And he's the cameraman. Let's go. Alright, gonna take lug nuts off. Oops. These wheels are toast. I'm looking for a set if anybody has one locally. These are gross. Alright, tire coming off. Whee! Okay, so here's your caliper, your rotor. Well, that's your rotor, it's your caliper. First thing we're going to do is pull the caliper off. I'm going to pull this 14mm bolt off and this one down here. Those are both going to come off right now. Might have to switch the long ratchet. Yep, switching the long ratchet. Okay, that one's broken loose. And broken loose. That one's gonna come out. This is where that little pry bar comes in. Just gonna grab it and try and pull this out. Just like so. Once that's out, do whatever you want with it. Lots of people online have different ideas. I'm just gonna put it up there for right now. Then I'm gonna grab our pads. I know these look good, but the rotors are toast, which has scored the pads. Pretty sure somebody did a pad swap on these before, and I don't do pad swaps. Oh yeah. Now we're gonna peel off our brackets and hardware because that's gonna come off eventually anyway. Might as well do it now. There's that one. There's that one. Oops. All right, now we are ready to grab our 17, and we're gonna get this bracket off. Well, the slide pins still slide. That's good. This one's a little stiffer, but it's got that rubber on it too. But all right, so our caliper mounting brackets, you have a 17 up here up top, and then you have a 17 down here on the bottom. All right, this bolt has been rounded off. Awesome. Let's start with the bottom one. Holy crap. Okay, there's the bottom one. Now we're gonna have to see if we can get this on with this upper rounded bolt. It's gonna go on, but barely. See if it's enough. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that one is seized in there a little bit. Somebody got a little excited when they were tightening that one. Okay, there's bolt number 2 and the bracket. As my buddy Chase likes to say, it's a preloaded bolt ready to go. Now we just gotta take this rotor off. Oh, which this one's gonna fall right off. Look at that. All right, so at this point, I'm gonna grab my wire brush. I'm gonna clean the rotor mounting surface. This is the hub. We want this nice and clean. All right, so I'm just gonna grab my brush and try and clean up some of this surface rust. And then, after you get all that dusted out, we're gonna spray her down. The e-brakes are seized. We already did the other side. It is seized in place. It ain't moving. The adjuster ain't adjusting nothing. And I'm just going to leave it that way for now. That's a different day project at this point because I want to get this done today. So we're going to get brakes done. We'll do e-brake later. So that's clean. The next thing we clean is the caliper. Well, I guess we could do the caliper itself. So this guy right here. Now we're going to get all this rust off. Try not to breathe and don't get in your eyes. Alright, so once you get most of that brushed out, as much as you can, this is horribly rusty. I'm going to use a little brake clean and try and just get the rest of her out. Whatever dust is left, get that out. Next thing is your caliper mounting bracket. We're going to go ahead and pull the pins out of the rubber. I'm going to pull that out, and we're going to pull this one out. Somebody did these brakes before it sat, because the grease is actually good. Things slide. They just didn't clean up anything, and then it sat after they did it, I think. So we're going to pull the two rubber boots off. And then we're going to clean the crap out of this guy. If I had a sandblaster, we'd use it, but I don't. So we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to switch to this brush. And essentially, I'm going to focus on where the bracketry goes, the slide brackets for the pads. We're just going to clean those up. Alright, once you at least get that cleaned up, we're in decent shape. Now, where those pins go, we want to get all the old grease out of there. If you have some good Q-tips, go for it. I don't have any Q-tips at the moment, so we're doing the wasteful brake clean method. We're going to fill up these chambers with grease, or brake clean. Once those are full, we're just going to let them sit and do their magic. And then we'll dump it out. Pretty gross. And we're going to do that till those look clean inside. If you got Q-tips, it's usually a good use for them. Alright, so while our caliper mounting bracket pinholes sit there and dry, we're going to get some towel action with some more brake clean. And we're going to clean these pins up. This one had like no grease on it. Like 0. Which is interesting. The other side we did, they were well greased. Looked like I could grease it, but this one, I think they forgot to grease when they put this pin back in. So that one's all good to go. This one is pretty dark grease, so they greased this one. If there's a lot of rust buildup, you might have to go buy a pin kit, but for us, these are actually pretty decent, believe it or not. So now, I'm going to take our boots. We're going to reinstall our boot in the bracket. And then we're going to grab our grease. I will link all this stuff we're using down below. Grease. I know some videos I blob it on and other videos I don't. I say something different in every video. It's because I don't know the actual rules. So for me, we're going to go about that much on this one. Just going to slide her in. Pop her into the boot latches. And you're going to exercise a little bit. Get whatever air's out of there out. This one we're going to slide in here. To the latches, same thing. There we go. And I think we're ready to reinstall. I never used to do this in Arizona, but here in South Dakota I find this helpful. We're just going to take a thin coat of anti-seize and coat this hub assembly. This seems to help with not having to beat the snot out of it to get it off next time you need your rotor off. And it does actually seem to help. Done some other cars where somebody else has done this, and yeah, it does. Wow, runny today. I'm trying not to lob it on there. Get rid of the excess. Our cameraman just about fell over there. Did you just both fall over?
Yeah.
Alright. Now we're going to take our rotor, a brandy new rotor, and we're going to put this on. Hey, this one fits better than the other side. Okay, so a little note about drilled and slotted rotors. Most of these come with instructions that I've installed and tell you which direction you want these slots going. Most of the time they want them like this, where as your tire rotates this way, this is like, this goes with the air, not against it. That said, if you remember when we did the Commander had instructions and they actually wanted it going the opposite way. Why, I don't know, but that's how the instructions wanted it. So always look for instructions. This kit did not come with instructions, so I'm going to default it to the vast majority of other ones I've done, which is with the direction of the tire going forward. Okay, now we're going to put our caliper mounting bracket back on. And this is going to slide in just like so. And we're going to make sure you do not cross thread these, because that would open us up for a bad day. I'll sink these home. I'll try to put the torque specs on the bottom of your screen. Next thing is your brake pad slide hardware. These just latch in right here. You're just going to pop one on the bottom. Try and make sure it's all the way in place. Just clips in like so. And then we need our brake pads. So these I always find easiest to kind of slide in sideways till they're inside the guides. And then take your thumbs and kind of push them in like so. Some are harder than others. Inside the guides. Alright, next thing we gotta do is compress the caliper. You can use a C-clamp, you can use whatever you want to use. I happen to have the spreader tool, which I will link down below. You just slap it in, and then you open up the caliper. Once she's open, pull her out. We're going to grease the caliper pretty much anywhere where it touches the pad, which is going to be these ears right here. And then it's going to be this whole dealio right here, where the piston sits on top of the pad. And then we're going to put this back in place in the way it wants to go, which is with the bleeder on the upside. Might have to push your pins in a little bit to collapse. Your pins, you might have to adjust a little bit. Grab our two little bolts here. Alright, once you get that lined up, you're going to get your two little bolts in here. Do not cross thread these. You do not want to cross thread. And we're going to tighten these guys up. Voila! I get our first lug nut on, just to hold the tire. And we'll thread the rest of these on, torque her down, and we're done. Alright folks, nothing complicated about the brakes or the rear brakes on this Mazda CX-9. Pretty easy, straightforward thing. Only thing I forgot to mention is before you start pressing that piston back in the caliper, you might pop your brake reservoir cap off so that fluid has somewhere to go. Or you could also open the bleeder and push it out the bleeder. However you want to do it is up to you. Bedding in the procedure. This set of pads and rotors came with a specific bed-in procedure they want me to follow, so I'm going to do that. Always follow the recommendation or the requirement of the manufacturer when they send them to you. Remember, I will link all this stuff down below. I'm going to go give this a test run and bed in those brakes, and yeah, stay tuned. There's a ton of videos on the channel, guys. Tons of playlists on the channel. Check them all out. Endless hours of watch time for you to fall asleep to. So thanks for watching. Click the links, buy the links, leave a comment below. Let me know how you're doing or what you're doing today. And we'll see you later. Adios.